Rahimang Krupya Devi Sharanagata Vasara Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kramasta
Sri Guru Karunamaya is an author, speaker, motivator, socio-spiritual reformer and also the founder of Soundarya Lahari, a non-profit organization. Under the divine tutelage of his Guru, Sri Amritananda Natha Saraswati of Devipuram, who dedicated his life to the research and practice of Sri Vidya, Sri Guru Karunamaya learned all the aspects of Sri Vidya and has been meditating, teaching and spreading the knowledge of Sri Vidya for the last 40 years. He travels the globe with the message of global unity, peace and universal love. His passion for the betterment and upliftment of humanity is unparalleled.
Swami, what is Sri Yantra?
Sri Yantra is a combined effect of all the Yantras is put in the Sri Yantra.
Patriji all the time tells about Anapanasati meditation. I heard you speaking about Ajapa Gayatri. So what's the correlation between these?
Focusing on the breath, I realize Ha Sa Purnaswara Hamsa.
What are these Bijaksharas and what significance does these sounds have in comparison with the regular sounds we utter?
Bijakshara is any sound produced by our vocal cord. But the selection of the sound is important. But nobody has asked me how people can contact you. This is the first time in my life how people can contact you. That shows the selfless effort by this great channel. Yogis like Karma Yogis like Patriji, they want to share their happiness.
We offer a grand welcome to Sri Guru Karunamaya only on PMC English.
My soul namaskars to everyone. Welcome to PMC English. I am your Pradeep Aniruddha. My dear friends, there are several spiritual traditions in the world. One of the significant spiritual tradition is Sri Vidya. And today we have a man who had been practicing Sri Vidya for the last 40 years. Yes, 40 years. And he had been teaching Sri Vidya for 40 years. He is also leading a foundation called Soundarya Lahari. And he is none other than Sri Guru Karunamaya. Namaste sir, welcome to the studio. Sir, we are very happy to have you here. My first question is, what exactly is Sri Vidya?
You're trying to measure ocean in a piece of glass. Sri Vidya is in a nutshell, is a lifestyle of happiness. In this modern world, particularly in this modern world, how can you keep yourself happy without depending outside? That's the most important thing. And also, it gives you a knowledge about yourself. The knowledge about the world, anyways you are getting from the environment and the way you are brought up and your community. But the knowledge about yourself is not coming from anywhere outside. It is there hidden, covered by this fictitious, superficial knowledge. So Sri Vidya burns all the superficial covers. The rakara in the Sri is fire. The sakara in the Sri is knowledge. That ikara is the power. So Sri is that kind of fire-like knowledge which gives you power to realize your inner self and have confidence on you. If you have got confidence on you only, you can have confidence on the God also. When I am praying, I should have confidence that the prayer will be heard by that Supreme. Without this confidence, if I am praying, then I am cheating myself. So Sri Vidya is not just limited to rituals only, as some people believe. Through rituals, how you can get connected internally to your own self, that is Sri Vidya. It has been practiced as per the epics, not by small personalities. Shiva, Manmadha, Agastya, Lopamudra, Kubera. So the brand ambassadors for Srividya are very great personalities. So why not we follow that?
Why Srividya is so popularly known yet less practiced?
Thanks to a misunderstanding that Srividya has to be taught only to deserving candidates. But the question is, who determines that qualification? My mind or the Shastra? The essence of Srividya is everything is run by an unknown force, which is in me, which is in you, which is in the cosmos. But then, in all the epics and stotras, it is given as Goptri Govindarupini Guhyati Guhyam Rahasyanama Sahasra Stotram. So, when the people take the literal meaning of this Rahasya, they thought that it has to be taught only a particular section of the people. But the Parasurama Kalpasutra defines this Rahasya in a different angle. The meaning outside may be deceiving. You need to go to the inner aspect of Srividya. So, in North India, Srividya is much more popular in a wider section of the community rather in South India. The fact is, they don't have the limitations, and we have the limitations that only a particular section of, I'm sorry to say, a caste or a style of living has to practice. And also, the Srividya practiced here is covered with so many regularities, we call Madi Achara, strict rules. And most of the people are scared. They want a simple life. Already we have enough problems outside. Why invite this complicated spirituality in my life and make my life more messy? That's what the common man thinks. In fact, as per Parasurama Kalpasutra, Srividya is not complicated. It's a very, very simple lifestyle. If an auto wala says gum, you can get connected to Ganapati, gum. And this gum sound is not limited to Hindu or Indian or any particular section of the human race. It's all over, it's just a sound. And that is complicated with a big mantra, Om Srim Hrim Kling Glaum Gam Ganapati E Varvarada Saradaram Asmane Swaha, and you have to do Ganapati Yantra Puja, Ganapati Tarpana, and Modakas. Most of the people don't know the recipe. So when it is complicated like that, that's also a reason it is limiting this great Vidya to only a certain section of the people. And also, we are all used to a simple prayer. You get up in the morning, take a shower, tie a towel around you, namaste, hello. That's all I want. That's fine. But if you don't expect the God to take care of your education, job, marriage, children, you're fine with that simple prayer. You're praying like this, your expectation is huge. In that way, Srividya helps you. It blends normal life into spiritual life and makes you understand that there is no barrier between mundane life and spiritual life. The barrier has been created by me. Everything is spiritual. I am talking to you. Is it not spiritual? Akaradik shakarata matruka varnarupini lalitambikaya namaha. A Sanskrit letter from A to Ksha is mantra. When I know that what I am eating is taken by the God in my stomach, when I know the sound coming from a vocal cord is also created by the God, the advantage of this, I factor is separated. When the I is separated, this I, which was suffering the pain and pleasure by being in the body, by identifying itself in the body, is now free. Liberation. Liberation is not happening outside. It is happening inside only, like atom, like separating itself. Right now, we are like this. I think I'm responsible for my family around. I think I'm responsible for the character of the other person also. I have my own expectations. When this is separated, I'm just a witness watching a movie. And that great power is given by Sri Vidya. That is why Sri Vidya Lalita Sahasranama, I hope you know that, that is authentic. And in the last line, it says, Sri Shiva, Shiva Shakti Rupani Lalitambika. The essence of that is, you have happiness only when you become a witness. Shiva is witness. As long as you involve yourself in the outside activities, it's up to you. Sometimes you may be having pleasure, sometimes you are pain. Don't complain. What I am doing is, when I am having pleasure, I am happy. But when I am having pain, I put the blame on Rahu, Ketu, Shanishwara, or even God. Don't do that. And Sri Vidya says, nothing outside, everything manayeva karanam manushyanam bandhamokshayo. The world is a reflection of your own mind. You may be good in my thoughts, in my world, and may not be in some others. But who are you? Only you know. So that kind of non-analytical approach to world, Visleshanarahita Jivanam, it is Sri Vidya Sadhanam. When you don't analyze the world, then everything is fine. That's why we say, accept the world as it is, analyze yourself continuously.
So you meant to say there are two aspects of a person. One, the he himself, the Shiva, which is witnessing, and the world that is happening outside. So is it that he is creating the world by his thoughts? Can we take it like that?
Absolutely. That's what Mahavakya says. Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi. I create the world. I create pain. I create pleasure. Otherwise, Drishtadoshe Vishve Mamatpa Krishna Manasa. You know that if you go to the past, some incidents create pain for you. Knowing fully well that it is going to create pain, you go back and create that pain. Who is responsible? I am responsible. So, I am the one who creates. But, tat tvam asi, that is also fact. The world created by me is also true as long as I am there. When I am closing my eyes, you are not there, nothing is. But you are not there in the form, you are there in the thought. When I am leaving the body, the show is over. So, the fact is, Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. The third one, I am Atma Brahma. It says, that means, is it the physical body Brahman? No, I am Atma Brahma. The inside Pranashakti, life energy, which you call Atma. Where is Atma? Is here? Is here? Is here? No. Atma is that life energy which is making this dynamic object move, and also Atma is that energy which makes this static object to become static. Both are energies. One is Jadam, one is Chaitanyam. So, this subtle energy is called I am Atma Brahma. And finally, it closes with a wonderful statement, Prajnanam Brahma. It identifies Brahma as this Prasiddha Jnanam, the greatest knowledge that you are the creator of the world, with your mind of course, and the world created by you also is true as long as you have the mind. That's why in Sri Vidya meditation, Patriji is famous for the pyramid meditation. Every path leads to the same. We have a meditation too. In that, we ask our people to breathe, focus on the breath, and slowly imagine that you're not breathing air, you're breathing light. And imagine your whole form as a glass balloon, nothing inside. Imagination. And as the light goes in, the glow is inside. Enjoy. When the light comes out, exhalation, the whole world is bright and darkness inside. As you practice and subtle knowledge comes, when I'm focusing on inside, the world doesn't matter for me, darkness. When I'm focusing outside, I'm losing myself. So another kind of meditation where you realize that you are the Brahman as long as you are connected to yourself. But when you are connected to the mind, you are lost in the world created by you.
Wonderful, sir. That is a beautiful summation of Mahavakyas of Vedas. Swamiji, what are the different shlokas that Sri Vidya relies on?
Sri Vidya relies on everything, not only slokas, sokas also. Unless you accept everything as that supreme, you are not complete. Purnamadaha purnamidam purnat purnamudachyate purnasya purnamadaya purnameva avasishate. I am complete, you are complete. We are just playing. You assume that you don't know the answer for this question. That's the game. And I think I know the answer for this question. That's the game. We are just spending time for whatever purpose we are sent. This is actual reality. So, what are the slokas that Sri Vidya relies on? Primarily are four. A very good question you asked. That is Lalita Sahasranama, 1,000 names of Goddess Lalita. Again, the name Lalita, softness. Walking gracefully, talking gracefully, peacefully. So, Lalita, 1,000 names, and 300 names of Lalita, which is called Trishati. And about 172 names of the same Lalita as Khadgamala, and 108 names as Ashtotra. You may ask a question, why all four different slokas? Just one is enough. When I want to connect yourself, I may be preferring your attire, I may be preferring your face, I may be preferring your voice, I may be preferring your character. So many things I can get connected to. Or I may be inspired by your lifestyle. This is how I am connected to the God. Number one, attire. Sri Chakra is a form of Sri Lalita. So Khadgamala connects you to the Yantra, the form. That's where all the pyramid-like forms, Sri Yantra, Sri Meru, 102 deities in different 9 enclosures, you get connected to them. Then Trishati, the way you speak, mantra. I'm using you as an example, pardon me for that.
It's okay, Swami.
Yantra and mantra is what you speak, I like. Mantra, mananat trayatiti mantraha. And Sri Vidya, the highest mantra is Panchadashi. Ka e lahrim, hasaka lahrim, sagalahrim, 15 syllables. For each syllable, 20 names are given. Kakarupaya namaha, Kalyanya namaha. 15 times 20, 300. Trishati. So you are connected to the 15 syllables. Through the 15 syllables, again you are connected to the 15 phases of moon. And through the moon, you are connected to the mind. See how complex it goes when you go deeper into the subject. And then comes 108 names. Your lifestyle. The greatness of that tattva and the existence of the tattva. Rajata tala sringanga madhyasthai namo namah srim sahasrara. Himatala Mahavansa Pavanaye Namo Namah Srim, the one who arouses Kundalini. The 7 generations will get that fame. Vansha Pavanaye Namo Namah Srim. So the lifestyle of an unknown personality, the supreme lifestyle, the role model, I am trying to understand by getting connected to 108 names. Now comes Lalita Sahasranama, a package. Pradeep as a whole, the way he dresses, the way he speaks, the way he lives, everything together. I am totally connected to you. I am totally connected to Lalita. Everything comes in Lalita Sahasranama, 1000 names. These are the 4 main stotras on which Sri Vidya. I am not saying it relies. You can say, by reciting this, you can experience Srividya. Of course, there are books, Tripura Rahasya, Yogini Hrudaya, Yogini Tantra, Rudrayamana Tantra, Parasurama Kalpasutra. The list goes. But these are the main which makes you experience Srividya.
Thank you, Swamiji. That was a wonderful explanation of the stotras which are utilized in the practice of Srividya. Swamiji, what is Sri Yantra? What is the significance of Yantra in the practice of Srividya?
Yantra is a 2-dimensional object, as simple as that. Yam, Tra. The Tra sound is for protection. Trahimang Krupaya Devi Sharanagata Vatsala. Yatra Yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra Tatra Kutamastakandjalim. Tra is for protection. Putra, Punnama Naraka, protection from Punnama Naraka. Say. So Yantra, Ya stands for destruction, Yama. That one which protects you from destruction is called Yantra. This is also Yantra, machine. Provided you know that you are working in the machine, not as a machine. You become a machine, you will become like a solid iron, no progress. But you realize that you are the power in the machine, you can be in the machine as this, as this, as this, everywhere. So Yantra is that kind of object, 2-dimensional or 3-dimensional. If it is flat, it is called Bhuprasthara. If it is pyramid, it is called Meru. There can be Ganapati Yantra, then can be Lakshmi Yantra. In Yantra, there will be triangles, different mathematical figures, circles, petals, hexagon, pentagon, everything. And we invoke the cosmic energy into the junctions of those lines. If 2 lines intersect, that's where, through meditation, through mantras, we invoke your video, spiritual reality, how the cosmic energy flows through the body and how etheric patches stop that. The cosmic energy flows through this also. The etheric patches stop. That's what Patriji rightly mentioned. But here in an Yantra, the cosmic energy flows and permanently stored in that junction point, from where it becomes a warehouse where I can get that energy on a daily basis by connecting to that Yantra. That is called Yantra. Whereas Sri Yantra is a combined effect of all the Yantras is put in the Sri Yantra. You name that energy, it is there. Ganapati is there, Surya there, Vishnu, Rudra, Subramanya, everything, Lakshmi. You name your issue, the solution is there in the form of an energy. So Sri Yantra is the authentic form of worship of the formless entity, where you experience her in 9 enclosures. And again, the shape of Sri Yantra is also interesting. From a square, you go and converge into a point, bindu. From this whole big world of thoughts, desires, responsibilities, priorities, principles, manners, ethics. This is how I'm tied myself. And you go leaving everything, and then you realize that everything came from one bindu, and that bindu is called Ananda. So in 9 enclosures, there are totally 102 deities. I prefer to call them energies rather than deities, where there is risk of getting connected to the form. Different energies. I tell my people, when you say Om Srim Hrim Kling Glaum Gam Ganapati Varvarada Saradhanamaya Swanaswa, it is typing a URL. If you type www.yahoo.com, where you get connected to Yahoo site. Similarly, Om Srim Hrim Kling Glaum Gam Ganapati Varvarada Saradhanamaya Swanaswa, you get connected to that pocket of energy in the cosmos, which works on your mind to stabilize and make it focus on what you are doing. And I call that Ganapati, identifying Yahoo. I'm sorry for the viewers, I'm not rationalistic. But at the same time, I want to understand her completely, not just limiting myself as a form. The tattva is more important. And here is the secret. If you just type www.yahoo.com, will you get connected?
We get
Enter button. You're forgetting that. If I just recite the mantra, am I getting connected? No. Enter. This is typing. This is enter. This enter button you are forgetting. That's all. Otherwise, mantras will work. So Sri Yantra has got 102 deities spanned across 9 enclosures. And each one is a huge subject. Unfortunately, this may not be the time or enough time for me to discuss, but it's a huge subject wherein you get connected to 16 phases of the moon which control your mind. You get connected to your 5 sensory organs and 5 motor organs, jnanendriyas, karmendriyas. You get connected to 5 natural elements, 5 senses, pancha bhutas, pancha tanmatras. You get connected to the 8 different nadi mandalas which produce sound. You get connected to the 3 states of your awareness, Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. List goes. So it's a complete form of connecting to your own self. That's where you get a Sri Yantra and invoke life into that. Here again, where is that life coming from? Are you taking it from here and putting? No. From here. And as much as I am doing this prana pratishtha, I realize that everything exists inside. When I am using my mind, this inside becomes world for me. when I am using my consciousness, outside becomes Vaikuntha for me. I am the creator of hell and heaven. That great knowledge is obtained only by Sri Yantra.
Wonderful, Swamiji. Amazing. Swamiji, what are these Bijaksharas and what significance does these sounds have in comparison with the regular sounds we utter? And what is the importance of these Bijaksharas in Srividya practices?
Bija, the meaning is seed. By sowing in a ground, you get a plant. In fact, to tell you frankly, as I mentioned before, Akaradik Shakaranta Matruka Varnarupini Lalita Ambikaya Namaha. Even Shiva, there is Ashtotra, Chit Shakti Ashtotra. In that, Akaradik Shakaranta Vaikhari Vakswarupaye Namaha, Shiva is described. Everywhere, whatever you speak is Bijakshara. Unfortunately, thanks to the misunderstanding of some of the epics and Puranas and Upanishads, we think that Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, these are mantras. As long as I act showing respect to those words, I can play around with other sounds. No. Bijakshara is any sound produced by our vocal cord. But the selection of the sound is important. When I am speaking or when you are speaking, the tongue moves in different ways in our mouth. When the sound comes from the outside, the tips of our mouth, it's sattvic energy. Look at me, the stotra. Om Sreem Sreem sattvic. When the sound comes from the middle of the tongue, Ra Ra Rajasic. When the sound comes from inside, Ha Ka, this is tamasic. Tamasic sound is supplemented by a Rajasic sound just to nullify that. Hreem, Hakara, Rakara, Ika, Hakara, Rakara, Ikara. Hreem, Bijakshara is the Lakshmi Bijam, which is intended to burn our inside ego. Hakara is ego, Rakara is fire, Ikara is Shakti. Basically, it's a sound. We are practicing to produce that kind of sound which is having at least 70 to 80% of sattvic energy and about 10 to 12% or 15% of rajasic energy and a little bit tamasic. I need to have anger on my anger. I cannot love my anger. Do you get my point?
Yes, Swami.
I need to have anger, on my selfishness, on my laziness. That way I need some tamasic. So, Bijaksharas not only for Srividya, Bijaksharas are important for our life. We need to watch how we are talking, what sounds I am producing. When I say I love you, I love you. You are happy, I am happy because of the sattvic sound, not because of the language. When I say I hate you, it comes from here. You're hurt. I'm also hurt later because of the pain caused to you, because of the tamasic sound. So practicing any Vidya, let it be Sri Vidya or Ganapati Vidya, you take care of that Bijaksharas and train your mind. Talk less, talk slow, talk low. The three principles, if you observe, surprisingly, you'll only speak more of sattvic, a minimum rajasic, and very less tamasic sound. That's all the Bijakshara. And a mantra may be a combination of Bijaksharas and some words like Aim Hrim Klim Chamundayai Viche. Chandi mantra. And mantra is also a communication. Chamundayai, hey Chamunda, Viche, please come. But they will be answering, that energy will be answering with this sound Aim, Hrim, Klim. That's the IP address, you can say, of that Chamunda. You type that IP address and then call Chamundaya Viche, Om, Hrim, Haum, Namah Shivaya. Look at the mantras. Klim, Krishnaya, Govindaya, Gopi Jaravallabhaya Swaha. Everything is just a communication. And the communication happens from here. You automatically realize that you're not calling anybody from outside. You're just waking up this energy from inside. And further, the Bijaksharas help.
Beautiful, Swamiji. You have shared it in a fashion that even the modern crowd understands it.
Exactly. Otherwise, they are going away from spirituality. They say, all this I don't believe. When I say mantra is a sound, well, it made sense for Brazilians and Italians also. And they don't identify gum with Ganapati. They identified gum with their own self. And that's where religion can be made universal. Religion is a belief, a lifestyle. So that's why I always prefer to explain this in a scientific way. But you need to understand, I cannot apply logic to everything. When my mother told me that he is your father, because the first personality I knew is my mother, is anybody, and she introduces father to you. You never question. You never ask for DNA results. Then why you are questioning for everything about supreme energy? So some things is beyond, some things are beyond logic. But mostly every ritual, every tradition has got some inner meaning. When you get that inner meaning to the younger generation, they realize the importance.
Wonderful, Swamiji. I mean, when people talk about traditions, a lot of this young generation may not connect. But when you really tell what is exactly behind that tradition, why one needs to do it, yes, we do connect. You're very right. Swamiji, you mentioned that Shiva is Jada. And what is the dynamic part within us and what is that static part within us? And how can one be a real witness like Shiva?
I correct myself if I have told Shiva is Jada. No.
Okay. No.
Shiva is dynamically static. The Shakti is statically dynamic.
This is amusing now. Please go ahead.
So both are dynamic. Both are having dynamic nature. One is transparent, one is hidden. We have not experienced Shiva opening the third eye in your spiritual reality. What happens when the third eye opens? Manmata is burned. Everything, the world disappears for you. You're not burning anything. The world disappears for you. What more Chaitanya you can expect than that? So Shiva is Chaitanya. As long as you are keeping away from the world you created, you are Chaitanya. All the vigrahas in the temple, are they Jadas? They are not moving like me. Well, I cheat myself if I am calling Jada by just moving myself. And I am not correct in saying the icons are static. They are statically controlling the entire world. They are the real dynamic. I think I am moving, I am progressing in age, progressing in strength. But really, I am hovering here. not making any progress. Who is the Jada? The one who forgets, the one who loses himself or herself in the world is Jada, even though they are physically active. So how we can make ourselves dynamic? Nirlepa, Nirmama, Nishpapa, Nirmoha, these are the words coming from Lalita Sahasranama. You be there like a catalyst in chemical reaction. You assist the reaction, but you don't take part in the reaction. Catalyst is Shiva. Then you can, we are all Brahmas, we are all very good people. We are all realized people only. But under some influence, by getting involved in the world created by ourselves, we forgot that we are realized people. And that's a Maya. Jnaninam vijetansi devi bhagavati hisa balada akrusha mohaya mahamaya parichati. It's a Maya, myth created. And it's a game also. When you go to a movie and the heroine cries, you cry also. Knowing fully well that it is a movie. After coming outside, it's a movie. I enjoyed that. After coming outside, you enjoy this movie. But Chaitanya is that personality who enjoys this movie being inside by separated. For that, Japa is made. Take some word like in Reiki, just for today I'll be happy, just for today I'll be contented, just for today I'll not hurt any person, just for today I'll help somebody. Something like that you keep on telling yourself, keep your mind busy with those positive thoughts. The number one. Even though a small portion of the world is created, it will not affect your real Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, real personality. That's number one. Number two, a guru. Your guru has given a new life to you, made all of you realize that this is not what you need, naiti. There's something else. You be here, you cannot leave this samsara and go away. You be here, but focus on what you need in reality. That's the guru. So the japa and the guru. And the third one is trust. Never have negative approach towards anything, even to your work. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Vrittirupena Samstha Namastasya 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 Namo. Everything is Supreme God. So when you have that positive approach, slowly, and then the karmic philosophy, every action has got an equal and opposite reaction, Newton's third law of motion. So what I am seeing outside is a resultant reaction of my action done before. Then where is the question of you getting involved in this worldly matter? Which is true, in fact. What we are doing now is only a capital for the future business. Let us not expect immediate results. Let us enjoy what is already done and then focus on what we are doing.
So do you suggest that law of karma is always applied to every action that we do? Can we take it in that way?
No one can prove it because there is no statistical evidence or physical evidence of past janma or future moksha. What is reality is this moment, right? Where you are interviewing me and I am answering. After that, can you predict your future? No. You can go up to maybe 4 years, 3 years when you are a child. Before that also you can't imagine, not predict. So what is there now is the present is reality. So that's fact. I have two options. I can believe a myth which may do good to me, or I can just go wherever my mind takes. So this is a myth. Let us take it, karma is a myth, God is a myth, everything is a myth. Well, you will be there tomorrow, isn't it a myth? Oh, see you tomorrow. What a myth it is. How can you believe that you are going to be living tomorrow? When I am believing that myth, well, karmic philosophy helps me to detach myself from the external personality. If you scold me, when I am attached to the scolding and I give value to the scolding, then I will also react. But if I take shelter in that ambiguous karmic philosophy, let us say that, then maybe I scolded somebody. This Pradeep is just giving me the fruits. That's fine. I'll keep on smiling. Which is better? It's you to decide.
Yeah, obviously, I feel the second thing is better. To believe in law of karma, even if it is a so-called myth. Yeah.
I'm not saying that is true. Nobody can say. It's your experience, that's all. In my experience, this is true. That's fine. If it's applicable to you, you take it. I'm happy. Why can't you be happy?
What I personally believe, Swamiji, is if every person on planet Earth is educated about the law of karma, then I think there will be no more crime in the society. There will be no more negativity, so-called negativity in the society. So even if it is a myth, let's all believe in it, is what I personally think.
Well, some people like Bahubali movie, some people like Satyajit Ray movie. If you say there is no crime, there is no violence, well, there is no.
There is
Sorry to say that, but there will be some ups and downs. And as you rightly said, a new angle should be given to our education system, new perspective, where there should be some prayer in the beginning. I just heard some online class. They had some prayer, they had some meditation. It was surprising. I have never seen many schools having online meditation before they start their physics and chemistry. We can't blame the world. We can't blame the community. We have created this. We have abused nature, brought global warming. We have abused certain tradition like meditation and prayer, and the youth are not guided properly. So as you rightly said, some philosophy, whether it's a myth or anything, whichever guides the person properly, that has to be encouraged.
Wonderful, Swamiji. Swamiji, I have one more question for you. Like Patriji all the time tells about Anapanasati meditation, simple breath observation meditation. I heard you speaking about Ajapa Gayatri. So what's the correlation between these?
Both are same actually. Ajapa Gayatri is, Ajapa means without your effort, something is happening. Breathing. Are you taking any great efforts of breathing? Only when you are stuck in an elevator, maybe you are having effort. So effortless meditation, effortless japa is called Ajapa. What is Ajapa Gayatri? Om Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Parama Hamsaya Dhimahi Tanno Hamsah Prachodayat. Focusing on the breath, again, same Anapana. Focusing on the breath, I realize Ha Sa Purnaswara, Hamsa. The Purnaswara is separating this Ha from Sa. Sa is the world, Ha is you, ego, which is separating the Purnaswara. Hamsa Hamsaya Vidmahe Parama Hamsaya Dhimahi. The one who knows this knowledge, one who realizes this great knowledge is called Paramahamsa. Where is the Hamsa? Manas Sarovar, Manas Sarovar. The one who can separate water from milk. The one who can separate Jnana from Maya and take only Jnana and leave the Maya. That Paramahamsa let that great awakening happen to me. Not with the help of any mantra. Ajapa Gayatri is not a mantra. without any external support, sarvopadhi vinimukta, without any upadhi, nirupadhi. Only upadhi you can say is breath. And you focus on the breath and develop your thoughts. What is most important to me is given without asking. And this is the one which is the root for everything in my life. For me or for you, this is God which I can experience so close, is breath. I can't experience God in cosmos or even in a form completely. This I can experience. So the development of that kind of thought, I can say Ajapa, Gayatri. Gayatri means the one sound which disciplines your life. Gayatri is discipline. In all the three kalas, Bhuta, Bhavishyat, Vartamana kalas, in all the three states, Gaya means like Gayanti, that song. Like a music concert which depends on three sounds, Tristai, Sa, Pa, Sa. Your life is also a concert which is depending on this kind of discipline, Ha, Sa and Purnaswara. That is Gayatri.
Beautiful, Swamiji. Swamiji, what's a correlation between breath and mind and the moon? Does it also have a relation with the water element in us?
Unless you have a breath, your mind cannot function. As simple as that. Man is a biological animal. The world inspires him. The incident provokes him. It's quite but natural. And the thoughts are coming like waves in our mind. And we compare that waves into waves of an ocean. And like the waves in ocean are controlled by the phases of moon. In Paurnami, full moon and new moon, high tide and low tide. In the same way, this mind is controlled by the lunar energy. That's what we believe. That's why when you are depleted of that lunar energy, one person is called lunatic. So inasmuch as you require sun, the life energy, for the normal mundane activities, you require moon for the internal activities, sun for external activities, moon for internal activities. And for anybody, the mind is not constant. If you observe very closely, it depends upon the energy that is received from the moon. Chandrama manaso jataha chaksho suryo ajagata. It controls the memory, right? Moon is connected to silver, Rajata. Rajata is action. The external action will not come unless the internal energy is maintained. If you are depressed, the whole world looks depressed for you. You don't do any action. So inasmuch as sun controls your external action, moon also controls your mind. And that's why we say, take a silver glass for all those people who have some kind of depression. On a full moon day, you can observe their reactions. On a full moon day, you take a silver glass and put milk in that. Milk white, moonlight white, connected. Silver white, moonlight white, right? And then put some honey, 2 spoons of honey, that is for compassion and love. Everything is representation, and a pinch of edible camphor, that fragrance coming from your character, and put it in a place where the moonlight falls. A moonlight is the energy. And just meditate. You can do Anapana meditation or any Lalita Sahasranam, everything is fine. Preferably in the later part of the night, like 10 to 12, 10 to 1, where the full moon is there. And give that milk to any person who is depressed. Trust me, 8 full moons, that is 7.5 months, if you do, there will be remarkable improvement in their mental strength. It is proved also. In that way, it's just a belief. There is no direct relationship between moon and mind, which we can show where this is connected.
Got that, Swamiji. Swamiji, I now have some personal questions for you. Do you suggest a life of renunciation or do you suggest family life? Are you married?
There is no question of renunciation. Just because I leave this samsara is this. Because you always feel, I left my samsara, I left my samsara, I left my samsara. Is that a renunciation?
No.
But being in this samsara, not getting affected by the samsara, then the samsara is not there. You can be there and be a renunciate. Patriji traveled with my daughter in a car and they went to watch a movie. How many watched with their students, disciples, a movie? Is he attached? No. In the movie? No. He played flute there. Who can play flute being in a movie theater? So, being there and detached, this is what, there is no question of suggestion. This is what you can do, you have to do, that's it. There is no suggestion. Because if I run away from this samsara, well, you have chosen. I got married. Did anybody force me to marry? Well, it's my choice. How can I complain to God why you have given a samsara like this? It's my choice. When I made a choice, let us live with that. As simple as that. But if I run away from this and say, take shelter in my ashram, that is where Chandi part, Durga Saptasati, in the first chapter it is explained very beautifully. A king is defeated by the enemies and he runs to the forest just for the peace of mind. Renunciation, right? And after going there, he is worried about his own kingdom, whether my all the money treasury is being handled properly by my enemies, all these things. Whether my treasury being taken care by my enemies properly. So he is worried about his kingdom, even though he was in forest. And he meets a businessman who is driven away by his own family members for want of money. After coming to the forest, when he meets the king, and the king asks, why you are worried? Well, I am worried whether my wife and children have taken their food or not. Then king asks, they have cheated you and still you are thinking about them. What is the fun? That's when this Maya is revealed. As long as you want to renunciate, it cannot happen. It happens automatically, like Buddha, like Ramana Maharshi. It has to come as a natural. So, being there and not being attached is the perfect way of balancing. And the best example for balancing is Agastya Rishi, where Lopamudra advises him of his responsibility as a husband, even though he is a great saint. And Lopamudra's letter to Agastya has taken place in Samaveda, Veda. First time a woman's statement has taken place in Veda. So, the balancing of life is what we can apply now in this world, rather than leaning on any side, which is not advisable.
Beautiful, Swamiji. So both samsara and nirvana, both are important.
Yes.
Okay. Swamiji, when was the first time you got introduced to Sri Vidya and how you felt at that time? What was coming from inside which made you choose the path of Sri Vidya?
I didn't make a choice. Number one. I didn't know that it is Srividya. Number two. I was a normal student. Like any other student, I pray only before examination. And my guru came to my house in Devipuram near Rajahmundry when I was 25. Amritananda Saraswati, the nuclear physics scientist, he has attained Siddhi recently. The one who constructed the only Meru temple in Devipuram. Patriji also knows about him. So he came to my house and said, Subbu, my original name, Subbarao, I'll give you a mantra. Can you recite? I said, fine. And he gave me a small mantra. And after 6 months he came. He asked me, how is the mantra are you reciting? I said, no, I'm not reciting. Why? It's very small. That's my reply, very small. You want to see what I'm doing? Ego at this level. And I said, fine. I took this book, Aditya Hridayam, Meenakshi Pancharatnam, Navagraha Stotram, all this one by one, reciting, putting flowers, akshatas, kumkum, big heap. And I was expecting my guru said, oh, I never believed that you are such a very great upasaka. My guru was watching like this. And the first reaction from him after finishing 1.5 hours puja from me, And then he said, he beat me here on my head. For a purpose, I gave the mantra to you. Can you please recite for my sake? Out of compassion towards my guru, to tell you frankly, old man asking, elderly man, let me start. And then I started. I never know that it is Sri Vidya. My association with my guru, continued association, gave me the knowledge, which later down the road, maybe at the age of 40 or so, I realized this is Sri Vidya. Until that, I never gave a name to that. I just did whatever my guru said. You do this prayer, you do this japa, you go there and work. Everything combined together, I realized at the age of 40 or 45. That is Sri Vidya. So, living a righteous life under the guidance of an able guru is Sri Vidya.
Beautiful, Swamiji. Swamiji, what is your one major learning of your life?
I have to go along with my life. Why not I go with joy rather than complaining? Number one, even though I created the world, I don't have any control on the world after I created. Just like God appears to have no control on this violence, and the entire universe is created. Even though I created the world, I don't have control. The only control I can have is on myself. Because I don't know you. I may know me. The number one is I cannot control the situation. Rather than I can adapt myself like water in a glass. If you put water in a small glass, it never complains. Adjust. If you put water in a big vessel, it is not overwhelmed. So whatever may be the situation, go along with it. But one important thing which is helping me is getting anger is not wrong. But giving explanation for your anger and not realizing that you have anger is wrong. So whenever I go away from my path, even a little bit, I analyze myself, I criticize myself, and I'm a self-critic, and that is helping me. Before anybody criticizes me, let me criticize myself, and of course, the complete confidence in Mother. I always pray, I don't want moksha, I can't demand, it's your choice. But I have an application to make. If at all you want to give me another birth, give me the same birth. I enjoyed it. Any number of births, I'm fine. But give me the same birth, same Guru, same Sri Vidya, I'm happy.
So you are so contented with what you have.
100%.
Wonderful. Swamiji, you established Soundarya Lahari. And what are the objectives of Soundarya Lahari?
First objective is bringing Sri Vidya to everyone, irrespective of caste, creed, race, religion, and all the parts of the world. By God's grace, I'm able to travel many parts of the world to some extent. And using media like yours and with the great blessings of gurus like Patriji, Siddheswara Swami, and people, great people, I want to do my part in making them realize, looking at me, they need to learn how to blend spirituality in the mundane life. I never separated God from my life. I never arrested God in my puja room. It's an arrest only. I never realized that this is only spirituality, this is not spirituality. I can tell very proudly. But this, if I can show, like I told before, when I look back, I don't have any complaints. I have wonderful life. I enjoyed everything in my life. But when I can be a model, then people can learn from this example. Let me be a role model. For that, I need to have an organization and share my experience. I'm not a Pandit. I don't know Sanskrit. I don't know Veda. I don't know Upanishad. Nothing. This is zero. But this is full with confidence on my Guru, on my mother, two mothers, physical mother, who is no more, universal mother, everywhere. So, blending spirituality is first object of Soundarya Lahari. And also, we have a misunderstanding that spirituality is not for youth. It's only for 40 plus. No. Right from the age of 5 or 6, when you can make them taste the essence of spirituality in the small, they don't need to do big pujas, or they don't need to do puja at all. The essence of spirituality, if they can understand, then life will be fine. So, the rest of the life I want to spend in teaching and sharing my experiences with people like you, and that's all.
Beautiful, Swamiji. That is so simple yet powerful. Swamiji, Patriji had been promoting pyramids since long. He says pyramids are storehouses of cosmic energy. As you said, in Yantra, in those junctions, this cosmic energy is stored. So what is the parallel between these?
Both are connected to energies only, number one. Both are connected to the mathematical figure pyramid only. And both are connected to the philosophy of converging, not diverging. That's all.
Okay.
Converging, progress is not going forward. Progress is going backward, where you lost your ananda. I always say, I was very happy you're all very happy when you are in mother's womb. In the most difficult situations also you never complain. Posture like this. Not very clean area. It's not a villa of 10 bedrooms, small tummy. What happened to you and to me? When I came out, I started to complain. So it's converging, going back from the soul. Moola prakriti avyakta, vyakta, avyakta swarupani. Avyakta prakriti. Both systems are going to avyakta prakriti. I am using vyakta prakriti and going avyakta prakriti, whereas Patriji is going directly to avyakta prakriti. So it's a choice. And my guru taught me like this. So both are connected, the same philosophies.
And Patriji, yesterday he started from Bangalore, then been to Ballari, Hiriyur, then Kurnool, now he's on the way to Hyderabad. He's a continuous karma yogi, and on the way he was inaugurating pyramids and doing classes even now. And how do you see Patriji and Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement?
You said, you gave the answer and asking the question. He's a karma yogi. He creates problems and solves the problem. That is karma yogi. He creates action and enjoys the action. So when you believe a system, number one, first you believe a system and you derive benefits from the system. A normal person is satisfied with his own benefit. But yogis like, karma yogis like Patriji, they want to share their happiness. You derive benefits from the system. Normal people are satisfied with their own benefits. But only karma yogis, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, he got joy and he didn't just sit in a place and then enjoying himself. He just went on the road singing bhajans. In the same way, Patriji may be trying to share his joy and share his system, a proven system where you can focus. And even the yajnashalas are like this. We are not moving away from the tradition. We are not bringing anything new. The forgotten system he is bringing out in the form of pyramid meditation. And whatever system you follow, how you made your presence felt in this universe. Between this and this year, so and so person visited this planet of Earth. And what impression he made on the Earth, that is more important. Patriji is doing a wonderful job in creating that impression and creating that impact, a good impact on lives of so many millions of people.
Thank you, Swamiji. Swamiji, what is your message to the world?
Honestly speaking, I'm not at that stage of, I'm trying to understand my life. Analyze yourself, accept the world as it is. Simple message.
So analyze yourself and accept
the world as it is. Analyze yourself continuously. Every action of yours, every talk of yours, if you are very much focused with systems like pyramid meditation, observe your thought also. Then you'll be a perfect personality. And acceptance comes automatically. It's not by force. This needs practice, analyzing, because you are trained, your natural habit is analyzing the world. You need to reverse, Tirodhana Karishwari, reverse and start analyzing your own self. Atma Chintana, Swatma Chintana, Tattva Vicharana, Tattva Avalokanam, Swapmanandala Vibhuta. So many words have been told in the Stotras and Puranas. Start doing that. Better late than never.
Swamiji, how can one contact you?
We have a center, a temporary center in Bangalore. We have a website, srimeru.org. And I have my phone number, a personal phone number which I answer. Because I have a feeling that if I give my number to anybody, I have a responsibility to answer the phone. So that phone number mostly I'll answer. and you can share it with the video, and they can learn. I'm ready to teach this to anybody who want to learn without any discrimination. They can go to that website srimeru.org and get all the information. And thank you for asking this question. That shows how good is your Patri meditation. I call it pyramid now, Patri meditation center, because it's created by him. Because normally people ask questions, they got asked interviews, but nobody has asked me how people can contact you. This is the first time in my life how people can contact you. That shows the selfless effort by this great channel in promoting different aspects of spirituality. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. Thank you so much. Indeed, Patriji has been encouraging us to go to every Swamiji and bring their wisdom to the world. So, we would also like people to connect you to you.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Namaste.
My dear friends, we have seen this special interview with Sri Guru Karunamaya Garu, and we will take his message to analyze our thoughts continuously and accept the world as it is. So, we'll meet with one more master, one more day. Your Pradeep Aniruddha signing off for today. Thank you.